Do you think it's possible for this generation, this young generation, to have wisdom of their own?
Oh, I think it's entirely possible, but they've got to want it.
Really, I have no idea.
Oh, definitely. I think so, if they come from a good home, have a good education and follow a good career path, I'm sure.
No, generally, no.
Yeah, it's completely possible.
Not usually.
I reckon, yeah. You might not be wise as such about things like global things, like the global financial crisis. You might know nothing about that. But if you have good understanding from God about the really important things in life, then I think that you can be wise.
Probably not, no. I think everybody is kind of short-sighted and everyone in this generation just thinks for the now and there isn't wisdom in that.
So firstly, what's your perception of wisdom?
Wisdom, I think, is pretty much, it's a kind of a hard concept to grasp.
Being astute and making right decisions and things like that.
Being able to follow the advice of others or learn from your own experience.
I think wisdom is power, basically.
Wisdom is about what you're thinking, what your ideas, how creative you are, and how much morale in your head, anyway.
As knowledge, as experience.
I guess it's something that you've learned over time.
Knowing a lot of stuff.
So then, do you think it's possible to have a lot of knowledge but not have a lot of wisdom?
Yes.
Wisdom is based on knowledge. Language takes time, and you can't claim it unless you actually have knowledge.
I think they're both joined at the same time. You've got to have knowledge to be wise, of course, and you've got to be wise to know how to use the knowledge.
If you go through those experiences and you come out of those experiences in a better way, then you gain something and you grow in wisdom.
Common sense?
Yeah, knowing what to do at the right time, I guess.
So I don't think it's necessarily an age thing, and maybe more how you actually react to different situations and how you grow from those experiences.
I think wisdom comes from God. It's not something that we can have as our own humans, but people definitely strive to attain it through learning, university and stuff. But I think knowledge is one thing, but wisdom comes with age.
Knowing right from wrong.
I wouldn't really say that I'm really that wise, but I'm sure it'll come with age.
Do you think that having a beard makes you wise?
Depends. I reckon it does. Something that makes you feel wiser.
I think it's important to split wisdom up into its two sort of categories. You've got worldly wisdom and then you've got godly wisdom.
I think there's two types of wisdom. There's worldly wisdom and I think there's godly wisdom.
And godly wisdom is obviously focused around the Bible and what God says, and then worldly wisdom is defined around stuff of the world.
They're pretty easy to tell the difference from, but worldly wisdom is all about the temporary and what people, like when people rely on themselves for their own knowledge and what they believe is truth. But like godly wisdom is believing in God's word, the Bible, and realising that He's in control.
I think the main problem with today's society is that they get confused and they get blended together into this one big jumble, I guess, and then people just sort of pick and choose the parts that they want to and say, well, that's wisdom in a box.
I like to put it down to God, of course.
Wisdom is when you get grey hairs, like I have.
Probably like knowledge and using that knowledge for like guidance kind of thing.
So it's something more than what humanity in itself knows.
So I think of wisdom practically as acknowledging that we don't know everything and that we need to get guidance from someone else.
I think it's the opposite to foolishness. It's learning from your mistakes and knowing more than what would be natural to man.
God's plan is wise, but it's not worldly wise.
And is there anyone in society that you would say is a role model for being wise?
That's a hard question off the top of my head.
That's not the question we agreed on earlier, Callum.
It's a good question.
I think that'd be Brendan Favola. Yeah, very wise.
Your parents, your teachers, just people that you can trust, really.
Just because his decisions are always very good. He always thinks about what's going to happen in the future and the consequences of his decisions, and I just think he's very good at doing that.
Yep. Not really.
Who's the most wisest influence on my life? Probably, I don't know.
Go to like friends.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
Like my dad.
Yeah. My parents definitely.
Yeah.
Oldish people.
Experienced people.
Probably my dad.
Maybe God too.
Probably my mother.
In this society, maybe looking to our elders.
I definitely talk to my husband. I think he has a lot of wisdom.
People who've impacted my own wisdom the most in a negative way have been like in universities where you just get doctrines about worldly wisdom shoved down your throat, evolution, all these things that have so many flaws, but nobody wants to accept the godly wisdom and nobody wants to ask the question of faith. And it's that worldly wisdom that I think, lectures and, they're not very wise.
So who do you think has been a relevant, wise role model in today's society?
In today's society?
Yeah.
I don't know about society.
Oh, well, in that case...
look, to be honest, I find that the most wisdom that anyone can get would be from the Bible.